The brother gave me a challenge yesterday in the comment section. You know, he wanted to know like how strong was my Islam, or maybe was I actually a Muslim? Maybe was I confused? So regarding this issue of racism, like a lot of us don't want to talk about this. It makes us extremely uncomfortable, but ignoring it doesn't fix anything. Ignoring it, we still see the issues continue to occur. So I'm gonna read through um what the brother said. And you guys let me know what you think. He said, "Well, I'm not going to answer your question, my brother, but I think you should learn Islam more, not just learning Islam, learn Arabic, learn scholars what they used to think, and also learn the hadiths." And I go, "Brother, trust me, I've done so." And the answer is always a soft version of the truth. Even now, this is something hard for you to cope with because we don't want to live the terrible history. I encourage you to watch the video without a bias, and you will feel the same in the end. Don't read the description and come to a conclusion. Watch the video and learn from it. This is the harsh truth. And he goes, brother, trust doesn't come like that. I cannot trust you immediately. You have to show me you know and you have knowledge. I cannot for certain things that you know all the stuff. And yes, I watched your entire video. And I replied, you don't see how your implicit bias to the situation is registering. Instead of you saying, that's what I meant to write. Instead of you saying this was a tragedy, you were having me refer to the scholars who by custom is going to soften the situation. The scholars don't always have the answers. They don't. Scholars are human beings just like you and I. They're man. They don't have any divine power. So that they're not going to always have the answer to every issue. And specifically this issue, this is they don't always have the answer to the complex issue like this. This is why do you think this issue has been ignored so much? And why do you think racism still persists in our religion? That is not what I really think about that, brother. Brother, I need to know what your belief is. What version of Islam? This guy goes, what version of Islam you believe on? That's when you say like, or I just want to run away from the facts. That's not what I really think. What do you two think? Speaking about it softly. Now tell me, I guess you don't really speak English. Now let me ask you a question. What do you think about someone who stole something? Can we cut their hand off? And second of all, can we marry 4 wives? And all the things I mentioned to you right now, is it fair to do that right now in modern days? And don't you think I'm skipping out on the question? But also, yeah, slaves does exist in our Islamic history. That's nothing new. You see how that's like, kind of still being like swept under the rug. Okay, so let me see here. So here's my reply. My reply is, yes, I believe in a Sharia law, 100%. If someone steals something, whichever hand that it was stole with, I believe it should be cut off. I believe in having 4 wives. The population is overrun with women, and too many women without a husband will begin to lay with other women. And this creates homosexuality, something I don't agree with. Have I answered your question? And he replied, good. It is true that not everything in Islam history is light. Always will be light and black. I mean, I really don't understand what he's saying. But I replied, I'm just here for us to be forthcoming with the issue we have. If we can't openly discuss our issues, they will not be solved. And he didn't have a reply. So he was more so concerned about seeing was I being a spy, or am I just, making these accusations or making this kind of content to challenge Islam. And that's just not the case. Like I say, I'm on my deen, but when I go to the masjid and I go to prayer, I shouldn't feel like I'm walking into a hostile environment, right? And then some people say, oh, you just come in there to worship and worship Allah, just keep it to moving. Like, no. If I'm going into a place of worship and I'm lined up next to my brother, shoulder to shoulder, foot to foot, not allowing Shaitan to come through, and I'm next to somebody that maybe don't want me rubbing elbows next to them, how you think that make me feel? So if we don't discuss this issue, if we pretend like it doesn't persist, then it's going to always be a problem. My thing is that, yes, let's put it on the front line. Let's address it because we have this issue, and let's call people out for being a certain way. Let's tell them, hey, this is not the way to be. Don't be racist towards your brothers and sisters. The Prophet Muhammad said, no superiority over this person, which I know no Muslims, some, but many, many, many don't. They don't apply this. Like I said, previously I was engaged to a Sikh woman. That's why you see some of my videos when I was exploring Sikhism. And we got into a bad argument. And, once we were saying our goodbyes, she started saying all of these racist things like, that's why you're racist at the bottom of the totem pole. That's why nobody likes you guys. All you guys do is have this victim mentality, and my father would never like you. And I mean, she was just saying all of this racist stuff. My father hates your people. And I'm like, wow, why would you want to be with me knowing your parents don't like my people? And she really didn't have an answer because I love Black people. I'm like, but you just called me an Nigger. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And the thing was, I recorded the video and I was like, I'm gonna let everybody know about this. And she was just, please, please, she was just begging me. And I wasn't going to release it, but I recorded it just so she can hear herself. And I would continue to play it for her. And she was just like, I just grew up like that. When we came to America, my father always tells me to live around white people, like don't go where the Black people are. And listen, I understand. If you watch the media, you watch the news, there's not a lot of positive things said about Black people. The majority of Black people live in the suburbs. The majority of Black people don't commit crime. Like it's like 5% of these Black people that are doing these things and that the mainstream media capture. It's just like terrorists in Islam, like how all terrorists don't represent Islam. And people want Americans to believe that, right? And just like when I'm speaking about Black people, like Black people are not bad people. It's just those people that are in certain urban places. The news only capture the negativity. They don't talk about the Black brothers that have charities set up, the successful business owners, people like myself. Once upon a time, I took 100 kids to Foot Locker and I bought them all shoes. I'll post that video, and I used to do it every year. And one time the news did come out, and they was like, "Yeah, we keep hearing, you're doing this. Wow, this is such a great thing." But anyway, that's my time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.